Welcome to the Pencil Bob channel. I hope you enjoy the story. Remember to like and subscribe. And now the story. If you would like to read the story as well as listen to it, then please use the closed caption feature. Jeff Wyndham had always believed in the sanctity of home, a haven where laughter echoed and warmth permeated every corner. Little did he know that the very essence of this sanctuary would be tested, and the flames of malice would threaten to consume it all. It all started with a woman named Karen, the self-appointed guardian of the neighborhood, whose actions would spiral into a horrifying climax. The Wyndham family, consisting of Jeff, his wife Patty, and their twin 6-year-old daughters, found themselves living on the outskirts of the neighborhood, straddling the line of the Homeowners Association, HOA, like a tightrope walker with no safety net below. Despite not being members of the HOA, they were subjected to the whims of Karen, a relentless force that sought to control every aspect of their lives. The ominous rumblings of trouble began as mere clouds on the suburban horizon. Karen, the discerning overlord of the Homeowners Association, cast her disapproving shadow over every Wyndham decision, transforming their peaceful abode into a battleground of personal preferences. House color, mailbox design, nothing escaped her eagle-eyed scrutiny. Each move the family made was a performance under the relentless gaze of the wannabe HOA president. Their grass, never quite meeting her standards, became a point of contention, and the trees in their yard were a perpetual thorn in her side. The Wyndhams, unknowingly entangled in this theatrical dance, braced themselves for the storm that Karen was orchestrating with a director's precision. In the enchanted realm of the backyard, where the Wyndham twins wove tapestries of imaginative adventures within the walls of their innocent playhouse, even here, Karen's disapproval manifested like a dark spell. This haven of creativity, once untouched by the judgmental hand of any HOA president, now bore the weight of her disdain. The vibrant hue of Patty's hair, a radiant red that echoed the fiery spirit within, found itself on the receiving end of Karen's disapproving glares. In a world where even the color of one's hair became a battleground, the Wyndhams navigated through the intricate web of Karen's discontent, their backyard playhouse transformed into a symbolic arena of defiance against the ever-tightening grip of suburban conformity. As Karen ascended to the role of the HOA president, her reign of tyranny unfolded with a chilling precision that left no corner of the neighborhood untouched. With the gusto of a dictator in a whimsical regime, she began concocting rules on a whim, rules that seemed to materialize solely for the purpose of wielding control over the lives of those unlucky enough to be deemed unruly in her eyes. In this surreal world, the mere act of walking a dog became a clandestine operation, restricted to absurd hours that felt more like covert missions than leisurely strolls. Parking, once a mundane affair, transformed into a strategic game of chess, with cars allowed only on one side of the street, as if the asphalt itself adhered to Karen's dictatorial decree. Even the innocent laughter of children, once free-spirited, was now confined to a meticulously designated hour at the park on Sundays, as if joy itself needed a timetable. In Karen's rulebook, fines were not just a consequence but a calculated weapon, deployed with arbitrary precision and unreasonable force. Like a tax collector of the absurd, she extracted penalties for offenses real and imagined, turning the mundane into a minefield of potential financial peril. The neighborhood, once a tapestry of diverse lives, now found itself ensnared in Karen's web of capricious regulations, where even the smallest transgressions were met with the threat of a monetary reprisal. As the community grappled with the surreal nature of Karen's governance, each rule became a chapter in a bizarre tale of suburban control, where the ordinary became extraordinary under the watchful eye of the HOA president. The Wyndhams were particularly singled out, subjected to harassment and fines for reasons that bordered on the ridiculous. Jeff, adamant about not bowing to Karen's whims, refused to pay these fines, and the tension escalated. Karen, undeterred by legality, declared that everyone in the neighborhood, whether they liked it or not, was now a member of the HOA. She wielded her newfound power like a weapon, deciding who belonged and who didn't. One fateful night, Karen crossed a line that no sane person would dare approach. She arrived at the Wyndham's doorstep, venom in her words, demanding payment for the accumulating fines. Despite never having signed any HOA paperwork, Jeff was now, according to Karen, a member by her decree. Defiant, Jeff ordered her to leave or face the consequences. Infuriated by his refusal, Karen returned that night with a canister of gasoline. The darkness cloaked her sinister intentions as she doused the Wyndham residence with the flammable liquid. The air was thick with tension, and the spark of a lighter ignited a blaze that roared to life, a manifestation of Karen's unbridled rage. The Wyndham family, roused by the smell of smoke and the crackling of flames, barely escaped the inferno. Their home, once filled with love and laughter, now stood as a charred testament to the horrors inflicted by a power-drunk individual. Though the surveillance cameras were destroyed in the fire, they had diligently uploaded footage to the cloud until their last moments of operation. The police, summoned by the terrified neighbors who had witnessed the arson, arrived on the scene. The once authoritative Karen now faced the full weight of the law, charged with arson and attempted murder. The courtroom, a stage for justice, became the battleground for the Wyndhams and their tormentor. As Karen stood in the defendant's seat, a glint of arrogance in her eyes, the prosecutor presented the evidence, the cloud-stored footage, the testimony of witnesses, and the scorched remnants of the Wyndham home. Jeff, Patty, and their daughters sat across from her, their faces a mosaic of pain and resilience. The courtroom buzzed with anticipation as the judge, a beacon of impartiality, prepared to pronounce judgment. The prosecutor's words cut through the air, painting a vivid picture of Karen's reign of terror, her abuse of power, and the violent act that sought to silence those who dared defy her. The defense, feeble in comparison, attempted to sow seeds of doubt, but the evidence was too overwhelming. The turning point came when the cloud-stored footage was played for the court to see. The flames engulfing the Wyndham home, the panic-stricken escape, and the unmistakable silhouette of Karen near the scene of the crime painted a damning portrait. The judge's stern gaze bore into Karen as she squirmed under the weight of her own actions. In the end, justice prevailed. Karen was found guilty of arson and attempted murder. The courtroom, once filled with tension, erupted into a collective sigh of relief. As the bailiff led Karen away in handcuffs, she cast a venomous glance towards the Wyndham family, who held each other tightly, their ordeal finally coming to an end. The Wyndhams, scarred but not broken, emerged from the courthouse into the embrace of a community that had witnessed their struggle. The remnants of their charred home were a painful reminder of the length some would go to wield power, but it also served as a testament to the strength of a family that refused to be broken by the flames of hatred. I would like to thank you for watching the video to the end. To encourage us to make more videos, please like, subscribe, comment, as well as share. Check out this other video if you haven't already.